Feeling better about your body shouldn't be a full-time job. That's why Hers makes it easier to get started and stick with it, backed by expert-guided online care that puts your weight loss goals first. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans. They connect you with a medical provider who will work with you to determine the best treatment option for you. If prescribed, you get medication as part of a doctor-developed weight loss program, complete with ongoing care, check-ins, dosage, and medication adjustments. And my favorite part, access to 24/7 online support at no additional cost. Hers also has no hidden fees and no membership fees. Weight loss by Hers is realistic, not restrictive. Hers provides access to affordable weight loss plans built around oral medication kits and GLP-1 injectable options, with oral medication kits starting at just $69 per month with a 10-month plan when paid upfront. This isn't cookie-cutter care that forgets you in the waiting room. It's your health and goals put first, with real medical providers making sure you get what you need to get results, all from the comfort of your couch. So, if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time to find the best option that works for you through Hers. I love how convenient Hers makes it to get help with weight loss. Whether you want to lose weight now, grow thicker, fuller hair, or find relief for anxiety, Hers has you covered. Visit forhers.com/ratchet to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's forhers.com/ratchet. forhers.com/ratchet. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not approved or reviewed for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for full details, important safety information, and restrictions. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased.
This is Marshawn Lynch. On Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So I'm here to make sure you don't miss any of the action this football season. With Prize Picks, it's good to be right. With millions of members and billions of dollars awarded and winnings, Prize Picks is the best place to put your takes to the test. The app is really simple to use and available in 40 plus states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Just pick 2 or more players across any sport. Pick more or less on their projections, and if you're right, you can cash in. With simple stats and fan-friendly policies, Prize Picks is the best place to make your picks. Most importantly, they don't play about your paper. All transactions on the apps are fast, safe, and secure.
Download the PrizePicks app today and use code Spotify to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Spotify to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Fall is in full swing, and it's the perfect time to refresh your wardrobe with pieces that feel as good as they look. Luckily, Quince makes it easy to look polished, stay warm, and save big without compromising on quality. Quince has all the elevated essentials for fall. Think 100% Mongolian cashmere from $50, washable silk tops and skirts, and perfectly tailored denim, all at prices that feel too good to be true. I'm eyeing the wool coats. They look designer level, but cost a fraction of the price, and the quality just as good, if not better. By partnering directly with ethical top-tier factories and cutting out the middlemen, Quince delivers luxury quality pieces at half the price of similar brands. It's the kind of wardrobe upgrade that feels smart, stylish, and effortless. And my favorite part, it's good for your budget. I've got a few really cute Quince tops. They look expensive. You would never guess what I paid for them. Keep it classic and cozy this fall with long-lasting staples from Quince. Go to quince.com/ratchet for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/ratchet to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/ratchet. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those who don't identify as either. Meow, 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 meow. You are listening to Ratchet and Respectable. Oh my God. Today's episode, I have the list of topics in front of me. It's a bit unhinged. You could tell by the intro. We've talked about this man before. Channing Crowder, he made fun of Russell Wilson, Sierra's Russell again. He called him lame again based on the kind of underwear he wears and like he don't go to the club. I'm like, ugh. Maybe like 3 years ago, he went in on Russell and called him lame then. And people pointed out that, like, hey, you out here telling stories about you and your lady, your wife. You role play is like like a mangy stray cat. And then she acts like an old lady. This is y'all's version of foreplay. He be outside on the porch, butt naked, acting like a abandoned cat. And then she comes in and like, gives him something to eat, i.e. her. And then that's how they get it popping. Look, look, I don't kink shame. According to Hebrews, the marriage bed is undefiled. So y'all do what y'all do. My issue is not that y'all like to role play as a mangy cat and an old woman. It's just like you tell people this kinky shit y'all like to do, and then you want to turn around and judge somebody else and be like, he's lame. Nigga, you lame. Out here on your back porch as a grown-ass man acting like a dirty cat. Is it that you want to fuck Sierra or you want to fuck Russell? Which one is it? There's a thing that a lot of men do, like they're mad at Sierra for once being with Future, having a child with Future, and she's like a tainted woman. And then Russell Wilson was considered like a good man because he plays football and he makes a shit ton of money and he's too good for Sierra. And so Sierra being with him is Russell being a simp. I think that's what this lame thing stems out of. A lot of men say shit like that. But like when he started talking about like Russell's underwear and like Russell don't be at the same clubs, I'm like, who cares if somebody's at the club? As a matter of fact, nigga, why are you at the club? You're 40. Why are you bothering that man? Whatever Russell is over here doing, being real life Lance Sullivan on some God family football, that man don't bother nobody. He don't be out here talking about people. Like if he was a messy dude, if he was like, young thug on the phone at jail, then I'd be like, you know what? You running your mouth, so I'm going to run my mouth. Him going at Russell, not fair game. He also don't bathe on a regular basis. When he brought up Russell again, I brought up, him acting like a dirty cat. And people were like, this the same nigga that don't bathe? I said, I don't know nothing about him not bathing. He said he and his wife, they nasty, nasty. And she's like, no, that nigga is dirty, dirty. He ain't washing his ass. There is a literal video. I have seen it with my own eyes. I have listened to it with my own ears where he, in his face and out his mouth, is talking about he only washed 3 to 4 times a week. What you mean you only washing your ass 4 days a week? You got like a wife and children. Like you sleep in the bed with somebody else and you only washing your ass 4 days a week? Now look, sir, are you depressed? Now, if you're going through something and this is a symptom of the mental health issues that you are facing, and I'm being dead serious right now, I have no clowning for that. But if ain't nothing wrong with you and you not washing your ass, it was one thing during COVID. If you lived alone and you was just sitting in the house, you was depressed because everybody was dying and outside was closed except for Atlanta and Florida. Okay, fine. But you have a whole wife and I believe children. And you coming in the house funky and just staying that way. And he said he only washed his ass. He said if his wife give him a look that, like she trying to get down, then he'll take a shower. He was like, if she not trying to have sex, then what's the point? Sir, you don't want to be clean just for cleanliness sake. The church I grew up in, actually both of the churches I grew up in, there was signs in the bathroom that said cleanliness is next to godliness. Wash your ass and your hands. Sir, he is getting on microphones and telling people this. I am a podcaster. I swear they need to take the mics away. If I got to lose mine too for the greater good, it's just a sacrifice I may have to make for the community. They got to take these microphones away. Like Russell has respect. His children look at him in admiration. His wife looks at him with lust and respect. He is a respected and acclaimed professional athlete. He makes a shit ton of money. He is God-fearing. He doesn't embarrass himself or his family. He's like the athletic Obama. He is like the ideal man. I think this sometimes speaks to like a larger issue of like what men think women want or what men think is cool in other men is like the antithesis of what women find attractive. Like if you put Channing Crowder up against Russell Wilson, there's no way in hell I'm ever picking Channing Crowder. I mean, on looks alone, but also just on overall like disposition, like common sense, just basic mindset. Channing Crowder was also once an athlete too. I never heard his name before he got on this podcast. He's not even the star of his own podcast show. That's the other dude, Ryan Clark. There's another guy on there, Fred Taylor. I don't know one way or another if Fred Taylor got sense or not. I feel like if he didn't have it, because it's a popular podcast, I would have heard something about him. I'm going to go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt that he got sense. But I'm like, if nothing else, you are the Flavor Flav to Ryan Clark's Chuck D. Like, you're the joke on your own platform, and you got the nerve to be running around talking about another nigga lane. Niggas. We were supposed to start with housekeeping, but that dragging has been on my mind all week. I got another one coming, too, about the way folks was coming for Tabitha. Look, I like Tabitha, full stop. And if Tabitha got online and said something excessively dumb, I don't know if I'd drag her just out of respect. She's in good Black standing. She's not known for saying ignorant things. You might disagree with some of her takes. Tyrese says dumb shit. He consistently says dumb shit. Like, he deserves every dragging that I and everyone else has ever given him. Tabitha? If she said something stupid, I would be like, I think what she said was stupid. But she didn't. And she got dragged mercilessly for like 4 days. So I have thoughts, many thoughts on that. I'm very sorry that after nearly 20 years of labor, your career hasn't panned out in the same way that hers did. And you may feel like she skipped the line and she may have a level of popularity that you wanted and feel like you may never achieve. But that's not her fault. She grinded just like everybody else. She got on. You didn't, but clearly that's the way that you wanted because you clearly feel a way about her. Because people started saying things about Tabitha that really had nothing to do with what she said. They started to get into like her personal life, like literally the way she speaks or the way she dresses, the way she carries herself. Like, you know, when she's this age, Tabitha and I are the same age, which I think she's something like 6 months ahead of me. She has a disposition. I have a disposition. They are not the same disposition, and that's okay. But I have more thoughts on that as we get later into the podcast. We need to talk about the housekeeping. This is important. 3 things. First, we have one spot left for the Thanksgiving trip for this November in Cape Town. If you are interested, you can go to my website, Demetria L. Lucas, and send me a message via the contact form and let me know that you are interested, and I will send you a link. What are the dates for that trip? It's November 25th to December 4th this year, Cape Town, for Thanksgiving. We're doing Thanksgiving dinner out in the Winelands. And then there's also a big champagne festival. We go to Robben Island. We go to Table Mountain. We go to a bunch of brunches, a bunch of dinners. Like, it's a real fancy good time. Unfortunately, one of our guests is no longer able to attend. So the space is open if you are open to it. So hit me up, DemetriaLLucas.com, and let me know if you'd like to go. In addition, there are also spaces for the April 2026 Ghana trip over Easter weekend. Easter is a good time in Ghana. December is when everybody knows to go to Accra for the turn-up season. Easter is also a turn-up season, lighter than December, but also not as congested. Like, you can still like move around. You're not shoulder to shoulder walking through the crowds, but equally as sexy and an international good time. We do the parties in the restaurants and the beach club and the brunches and all of that Ghana is known for. But we also go out to the slave dungeons. We also do Slave River. The last bath before captured people were taken to the slave dungeons and then, shipped off abroad. We do a tour of a city. We have a shopping day. We have a braid day. We have a spa day. We have an art day. There's a lot going on. But if you're interested in Ghana over Easter, the dates for that are April 2nd through 9th. And you can just click the link on DemetriaLLucas.com if you want to sign up for April in Ghana. The rest of the 2026 trips are completely sold out. We will more than likely do another round in 2027, but we'll cross that bridge literally in like a year, like August of 2026. We also have updates on the merchandise. I told you previously that we're doing pre-orders this time. Merchandise for Ratchet and Respectable will be available for sale Saturday at midnight. My printer, my Black woman-owned printer, She said we could just run up the numbers and she good. And I was like, I don't think you understand like my listeners and how they behave with these merchandise drops. I'm saying pre-order and I'm saying merch for all. I am also letting you know that I do have a cat. The princess said she could do whatever. I have to be realistic about how much merchandise that can be moved out of the warehouse in a reasonable amount of time. I have a number in my head of the number of items that we are available to move through the warehouse and get stuff to you within 30 days. So just keep that in mind. Merch for all, merch for most. So to get merch, not a war, maybe a tussle, but not a war like it usually is when I do merch drops. Trying to make this better for everybody. Also, I will not be here over the holidays. So there's no holiday drop. There's no Black Friday drop. So if you were hoping to get ratchet and respectable merchandise as gifts, you should go ahead and get it now and save it up for December. Once again, September 13th at midnight, ratchet and respectable merchandise on sale. Okay? Okay. Penny is going well. Many of you have continued to reach out. Like people are coming up to me in public now and asking me about Penny, which is fine. Thank you for your concern. Penny is in a much better space. The new contractors have the cabinets fully up. They have the cabinet pulls on everything. They're currently working on the floor. I'm doing tiling like a French bistro. It's kind of intricate. It's going to take a minute, but they've already put down the first round of tiles. So like they're moving along with the kitchen. And on Monday, they started on the bathroom. Like there were some holes in the walls where like the plumbing situation was happening. The walls have been completely built in, completely repaired. It's looking good, actually. My designer told me that the bathroom is actually ready for tile. We're in a good place. We're moving ahead. I am hoping, God willing, I'm recording this on Wednesday, September 10th. I'm hoping that I'll be able to at least stay in my place. It'll be inhabitable again by October 1st. That's 3 weeks from now. We'll see. I'm keeping hope alive. Thank you to everyone who sent kind words, who sent their before and after of their construction project. It gives me great hope because a couple weeks ago, I was like distraught. Feeling better about your body shouldn't be a full-time job. That's why Hers makes it easier to get started and stick with it, backed by expert-guided online care that puts your weight loss goals first. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans. They connect you with a medical provider who will work with you to determine the best treatment option for you. If prescribed, you get medication as part of a doctor-developed weight loss program, complete with ongoing care, check-ins, dosage, and medication adjustments. And my favorite part, access to 24/7 online support at no additional cost. Hers also has no hidden fees and no membership fees. Weight loss by Hers is realistic, not restrictive. Hers provides access to affordable weight loss plans built around oral medication kits and GLP-1 injectable options, with oral medication kits starting at just $69 per month with a 10-month plan when paid upfront. This isn't cookie-cutter care that forgets you in the waiting room. It's your health and goals put first, with real medical providers making sure you get what you need to get results, all from the comfort of your couch. So if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time to find the best option that works for you through Hers. I love how convenient Hers makes it to get help with weight loss. Whether you want to lose weight now, grow thicker, fuller hair, or find relief for anxiety, Hers has you covered. Visit forhers.com/ratchet to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's forhers.com/ratchet. forhers.com/ratchet. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not approved or reviewed for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for full details, important safety information, and restrictions. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
So we have good Black news this week. Mariah Carey performed at the VMAs, which I did not know were occurring until I think the day before, and I still didn't watch. Last time I watched the VMAs, I didn't know who half the people were. I've completely aged out of MTV. The only thing I know about the VMAs this year is legendary MTV VJ Ananda Lewis passed away. I'm not clear on whether MTV even mentioned her. They definitely didn't give her like a proper separate acknowledgement, shout out, I don't know, what's the word? Eulogy, celebration of life, and homegoing, nothing. I read that Busta Rhymes acknowledged her, not like as an MTV did something, just quote unquote just. Busta Rhymes received MTV's first ever Rock the Bells Visionary Award. And in his speech, he honored Ananda Lewis. I'm reading this on E! Online. It says 53-year-old, that would be Busta, accepted the inaugural MTV Rock the Bells Visionary Award, and he shouted out late MTV VJ Ananda Lewis, who died in June following a battle with breast cancer. He said, quote, "I want to thank, and I think we all need to acknowledge," that would be a sign that she wasn't, "the incredible woman that loved us very much when we came to MTV during the 90s. An incredible woman that loved me, and she loved us. She loved the culture. She lifted us up." He added, "I love her very much. I miss her very much. The late, great, incredible Royal Empress, Ananda Lewis." Thank God for Busta. I'm looking at this on News One. They have an article entitled "The Disrespect. MTV Faces Backlash for Disregarding Late VJ." And they called her Amanda Lewis. Her name is Ananda. During VMAs. Ananda Lewis's absence underscored a broader pattern of how Black women are often overlooked until someone else forces the acknowledgement. News One notes that this is Busta Rhymes' first MTV award in his 35-year career. Busta? He never got a VMA? I guess not. They said Busta utilized the moment of his speech. They said not only jokingly call out the network for taking 3 decades before giving him an award. That wasn't a joke. He might have chuckled when he said it to make it sound sweeter. That's not a joke. He acknowledged Ananda Lewis and her family. I love Black people. News One notes that the heartfelt tribute was met with resounding applause, but also highlighted what MTV did not do, formally recognize the passing of one of its most important VJs. It's always some bullshit. Also acknowledged for the very first time at the VMAs was Mariah Carey, which I read that. I was like, oh, this article must be completely wrong. There's no possible way that Mariah Carey, who has sold 200 million albums worldwide, has never received a VMA. And yet has not. She has 34 Grammy nominations, 5 Grammys, 14 Billboard Music Awards, 10 American Music Awards, and until this week, not one single VMA. And of all the awards for her to receive, I think it was the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. So the very first award you receive from MTV after 36 years and 9 VMA nominations. I'm like, you nominated Mariah Carey and she never won? Mariah Carey? She's receiving an award named after one of, if not the greatest musician of my lifetime, of her lifetime. Shit. How? How is this possible? And yet it is. I see somebody over at MTV is trying to make up for past wrongs, and I appreciate that. Like Busta and Mariah, it's sinful that they've never received a VMA after their extraordinary contributions. Mariah Carey got this award. Mariah Carey performed, and people have been complaining about Mariah Carey's performance because they were like, she looked stiff. She was out of it. She might have been lip syncing. And I was like, have you seen a Mariah Carey performance in like the last 10 years? This is what Mariah does. You lucky she even walked on her own. Usually she makes her background singers come carry her around the stage. This is what we accept from Mariah. She sold 200 million albums. She has given us so many hit songs, so much great music. I actually did go and watch the Mariah Carey performance. Everything they said about the performance is true. Like, she does look out of it. She does look super stiff. People were like, oh, is her costume too tight or her heels too high? And I was like, she's clearly either on drugs or having some sort of health issue. I don't know which one, but something is clearly off. I believe she gave us the best she could because she's been doing this for years now. You know how people show up to Lauryn Hill concerts and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe Lauryn Hill was late. At this point in time, when you show up for Lauryn Hill, you know she ain't coming out on time. If she does, that's the anomaly. Her showing up like hours late is what she does. If you were still buying tickets to Lauryn Hill at this point, after a decade of late concerts, you know what you're signing up for and you're okay with it. If you go to a Mariah Carey concert, if you choose to watch a Mariah Carey performance, you know what you're signing up for. MTV ain't shocked she showed up like that. I don't know why you are, because she's been doing this for a decade. That's Mariah. That's what she does. It is what it is. You should know what to expect. She looked great, though. I'll give her that. I'm reading on, what site is this? Finance Monthly. They're talking about the look. They said she had on $10 million worth of jewelry. She looked like $10 million. She was sparkling. Let's see. There was a necklace, 204 carats of white diamonds. Good Lord. And then she had matching chandelier earrings. It doesn't say how many carats were in the earrings. And she had a diamond cuff. Let's go see the cuff. Oh, yeah. The diamond cuff was over 72 carats worth of diamonds. I'm not mad. Congratulations to Busta and Mariah on their VMAs. That's very good. My fave, he's still my fave. He's problematic sometimes, but he's still my fave. Usher Raymond and his wife, they showed up to Harlem Fashion Row. All the white publications keep saying like it's the kickoff to Fashion Week. Like Fashion Week's supposed to start like later this week, and this is the kickoff. And I was like, no, this is Fashion Week. Harlem Fashion Row has become to Fashion Week. I don't mean in terms of timing. I mean in terms of prestige, what the Baby Fat Show used to be, but with better clothes. The Baby Fat Show never really did have good clothes. It's all about the who's who that attended. Harlem Fashion Row has become that. It's been that for a minute, but I feel like last night solidified it. Was it Cipriani? It looked like a good budget well spent. And I was like, oh, some sponsors came through, honey. They did a really good job. I wanted to go up to New York for Fashion Week, but I didn't plan for it. And I'm in the middle of these like renovations. I don't have the time or the money to put together cute outfits right now. So I was like, well, let me stay home and watch it online. Not just Harlem Fashion Row. I mean, all of Fashion Week. The girlies will post. I will see the looks. I will get my inspiration. I just won't get it in person. Maybe next year. What, September? Yeah, I'll be in America in September. We talked about Channing Crowder. Let me cross this off the list. Young Thug, this is not good Black news, clearly. Young Thug was locked up a couple years ago. I want to say, was it a RICO charge? Government Jeffrey Williams was in jail for over 900 days as part of Georgia's longest criminal trial in history. This is the one with our friend Fannie. Fannie was like, a man is not a plan. See, he was jailed for over 900 days related to a RICO case alleging his record label, YSL, was a front for a violent criminal street gang called Young Slime Life. I obviously didn't think it was like Yves Saint Laurent, but like I thought it had more depth than that. Okay. I did not follow this trial at all. Young Thug is just not our fare. I'm sorry. In November 2024, he pleaded guilty to drug, gun, and gang charges, including participating in criminal street gang activity and conspiracy to violate the RICO Act. He was sentenced to time served plus 15 years of probation. Huh? Who was his lawyer? He pled guilty to drug, gun, and gang charges, including participating in criminal street gang activity and conspiracy to violate RICO. Time served for him is 3.5 years and 15 years of probation? That's it? I mean, I understand he's pleading to a lesser charge than whatever he was accused of, but was his lawyer that good or he snitched? Because that don't make no sense. He is restricted from being in Metro Atlanta. That's for the best. Because if he does one single thing on probation, he'll get locked up. He might not think it's best, but it's best for his freedom. He has a prohibition from contacting affiliated gang members, so he ain't got no friends. Okay. He must also perform community service, including speaking to community groups about the dangers of gang violence. I need to look up more on this trial because this don't make no sense to me. What also doesn't make sense is the way he was chatting on the phone when he was locked up. Sir, I know you bored. I know you sitting in jail. You just want some contact with the outside world. That makes sense to me. I understand that. I've never been to jail. Is that true? I have never been locked up. There was an incident How old was I? 20? I wasn't driving. I was in the car. It's a speeding violation, but it's in Virginia, which and anything over 90 you get locked up for. So we got pulled over. It's the driver of my car. I think she got clocked at like 106 in an 89 Oldsmobile. Spring break of 2000. We were driving back from Atlanta. Atlanta to Maryland is a 10-hour drive. We were on schedule to make it back in like 8 hours. I think I wrote about it when I still had a blog. But she got locked up. Like, they put her in actual jail and they brought her out to the visiting area so that she and I could talk through the bulletproof glass while we waited on the bail bondsman to come and bail her out at like 4:00 in the morning. Saying this out loud at like 40 something. Oh my God. This is like the dumbest shit ever. So that's the only time I've ever actually like been in jail, and I wasn't in jail. I was like visiting. Let's just move on. That's not the point. The point is I'm not familiar with jail phone protocol. I've never received a call from a correctional facility. So I don't know. I have friends who do. So I asked around and people were like, yeah, so a couple of things. Like, so when you're on the phone, there's a big ass sign either above the phone or next to the phone that reminds you the calls are being recorded. And when you're on the phone, it tells you when you connect that the call is being recorded. It may also tell you periodically throughout the phone call that the call is being recorded. So the idea that Young Thug didn't know that he was being recorded is next to impossible. There was also a guy online, he'd been locked up before, and so he explained, he said that when you're locked up, the phone is your only connection to the outside world. And he was like, the phone is when you feel free. So yes, you see the signs that like, okay, it's being recorded. You may hear in the audio like, okay, it's being recorded. But he was like, after like 3 or 4 minutes of conversation, you completely forget that you're being recorded. Fine, fair. But this nigga was on the phone I was like, you don't have no business about you that you want to share with the world. You just want to talk about everybody else. Because he was talking about Drake. He was talking about Future. He was talking about he was cheating on his girlfriend. Mariah the Scientist, she's an artist as well. She held him down the whole time he was locked up, which I was like, girl, why? He talked about Glorilla. He said she was ugly. Glorilla was the first one I heard about. And then he apologized to her publicly after the call was released. He said, I'm sorry for my words, and I honestly don't think you're ugly at all. I was speaking from jail, just having a hard time with life. I don't like bashing girls and hardly ever did. I'm sorry to you, twin. Uh, Twin? Where'd twin come from? Is that like young people talk? Like they don't look alike? Like is that like saying colleague? I'm confused on the twin thing. Are there young people listening? Can young people explain the twin thing to me? Because I don't get it. I saw people talking about it online. A lot of people didn't get it. I don't think that's just like me not knowing. I think a lot of people were confused. And then to his girlfriend, he also had to apologize to her. He said, my baby, don't call me baby now. He cheated on the lady, I think, right before he got either arrested or hit with charges, which we only know because he was talking about it on the phone. He was like bragging about it. He said, I was wrong and I'm sorry for what I put you through. You deserve better from me. Thank you for everything. And I will do anything to make this work. You showed me what love is. And I hope I haven't lost you forever. I, in fact, do hope he lost her forever. She stood by him this whole trial, like all 900 days of it. And then you was cheating on her and then bragging about it. Like you wanted them to know that you was fucking other people. He's on another call with some random lady telling her he loved her and they planning to have a baby together. Nigga. And then he also talked about he was intimate with the correctional officer while he was locked up. Ma'am, leave this man. Please leave this man. Vice notes that Young Thug, he was up there like Lady Whistledown and Bonita Betrayal about so many people. He just issued one broad apology. And he said to everyone involved in this situation, I'm sorry this is happening and I hope you guys can forgive me. I'm moving forward with my life. Thank you, God. And then he wrote another post, says, times like these is when my loved ones are supposed to look at the good I did towards them than then the ugly. I think he meant Dan, but okay. Is that in English? Some of his observations were like he was talking about the beef between like Drake and Metro Boomin. And he was like, Metro Boomin's mama died. Drake gave him like some general condolences and then like hit him up like real quick about some beats. He was like, nigga mama died. And I was like, I mean, fair. Him and Future were supposed to be cool. And there was supposed to be like a free Young Thug benefit show. And Future declined to do the show. He said Future declined because, quote, I ain't wanted to feel like I was stealing your shine. To which Young Thug responds to whoever he's on the phone with, what the hell are you talking about? He said if the roles were reversed, he absolutely would have done a show for Future without having to think twice. And then he says that him and Future, this is Benita Betrayal in her roller sitting in the damn window like Pearl from 227. He says, me and him ain't been tight in a minute because he do lame stuff. Now, Future is actually lame. And all his babies by a tribe of different women, lame. All the broken homes he created, lame. Young Thug still talking about Future. He said, I don't know what image you trying to get off, but you're an idiot. Everything you know, I done taught you. He just don't know nothing. He retarded. Apologies for the slur. I'm quoting what he said. He said, he don't know nothing but music. Niggas fake as hell. You biting and you ain't real. A buster all the way around. He was standing up at that phone just dragging people. I was like, look, the phone don't have no time limits on it. You could just get on there and yap endlessly. I was like, what kind of phone bill you got going on, sir? Old people used to talk about, I need to go to get my bell off my phone. Not Young Thug. I'm reading this on Vibe. He also went after J. Cole and Andre 3000. You became one of the biggest artists in the world, but you ain't even helped nobody. You ain't put nobody on. Now you vintage. Now you damn can't put out a song and go top 50, but you were the biggest artist in the world at one point. He ain't did nothing. Can't no nigga say they got a career off you. All that that rap shit don't mean nothing in 10, 15 years. Andre 3000 put the entire South on. Like, bruh, you live in Atlanta. The South got something to say at the Source Awards in the middle of the East and West Coast beef. Like, he announced to the world that the South existed in hip-hop. Like, what? Goody Mob, the whole Dungeon family, like, they rode on Andre and Big Boy. How are you from Atlanta and you don't know this? You exist because Andre 3K opened the door, nigga. Oh, God. So so everybody knows, right? His phone calls were accessed by the Freedom of Information Act. I don't know if everybody has access to it, but clearly enough people do, someone does, where they were able to literally get all of his phone calls and are leaking them to the press bit by bit. So the story drags out longer and longer. He's now on here chatting about criminal shit, which I can respect. Like, he knows half the game. That's halfway decent. But he's out here, like, dragging all his colleagues. He's out here telling all his personal business. Like, I would be like, what are you doing? But clearly he doesn't know what he's doing, because if he did, he wouldn't have done that dumb shit. Like, this is a theme that's going to come up throughout the remaining part of this episode, or perhaps a part 2 of this episode, because I might have to chop this up. Did Sir not realize that he was a celebrity, public figure, person of interest when he got locked up? Like, did he not know? I mean, I think he didn't. The Freedom of Information Act exists and anybody could get access to these phone calls. He had a lawyer. Like, did the lawyer not warn him, or did he not listen? Fall is in full swing, and it's the perfect time to refresh your wardrobe with pieces that feel as good as they look. Luckily, Quince makes it easy to look polished, stay warm, and save big without compromising on quality. Quince has all the elevated essentials for fall. Think 100% Mongolian cashmere from $50, washable silk tops and skirts, and perfectly tailored denim, all at prices that feel too good to be true. I'm eyeing the wool coats. They look designer level, but cost a fraction of the price, and the quality just as good, if not better. By partnering directly with ethical top-tier factories and cutting out the middlemen, Quince delivers luxury quality pieces at half the price of similar brands. It's the kind of wardrobe upgrade that feels smart, stylish, and effortless. And my favorite part, it's good for your budget. I've got a few really cute Quince tops. They look expensive. You would never guess what I paid for them. Keep it classic and cozy this fall with long-lasting staples from Quince. Go to quince.com/ratchet for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/ratchet to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/ratchet.
16 years from today, Greg Gerstner will finally land the perfect cannonball. Epic splash. Unsuspecting friends. A work of art only possible because Greg is already meeting all these same people at AARP volunteer and community events that keep him active and involved and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Learn more at aarp.org/local.
Part of the reason we're delayed today, I held the podcast because I wanted to watch that interview with Derek Dixon. He was an actor on The Oval. Earlier this year, he sued Tyler Perry for either $240 million or $260 million. Did I write the number down? 260. He did an interview with Lindsay Davis on ABC last night. It was at length. It wasn't one of those quickies. I thought that this case had gone away. The lawsuit came out a few months ago. We read it in full on here. I think we did a bonus episode. When did he sue him? Derek Dixon filed a lawsuit in June 2025 against media mogul Tyler Perry for sexual assault, quid pro quo sexual harassment. I'm reading here, it says the lawsuit details multiple alleged incidents of sexual assault and harassment beginning in 2020. So that was the gist of the lawsuit. I haven't heard a peep about it since June. We're now in September. I was under the impression that Tyler Perry had taken the advice that and I'm sure his lawyers gave, cut the check. The man's lawsuit had multiple screenshots of text message exchanges between him and Perry. And I recognize he didn't give like the full text thread that went on between them for months. But what was in there, there's no way to justify an employer speaking to an employee, because that's what Dixon is. There was no justifiable reason for the employer to be speaking to the employee that way. So I was like, cut this man a check. This lawsuit never should have came to public fruition. We should never have known anything about this when Dixon's lawyers went to Perry's lawyers with this information, kind of like when Cassie went to Diddy and was like, hey, this is what we trying to do. Like, we going to sue you. They should have cut a check to make this go away, because now all Tyler Perry's business is on Front Street. I recognize that everybody doesn't listen to this podcast. They may have just seen news articles. They may have seen blog updates, little captions online about what was going on with Tyler Perry and Dixon. People don't really read no more like they used to. Derek going on TV and giving this interview so people could just cut up the clip and just paste this somewhere. People like video. He went and did this interview months later, so clearly a check has not been cut, a settlement has not been reached. He went and gave this interview to basically give a synopsis of what was in the lawsuit. Nothing he said in the interview was new news. But he detailed the highlights. He talked about Tyler Perry had bought him a car. He was driving a Jeep at the time, and Tyler Perry was like, you could do better. So he bought him a car. Bought him a truck, actually. I don't remember what kind of truck it was. He talked about the text messages that Tyler Perry had sent him. Tyler Perry told Derek that he, as in Derek, should let someone hold him, as in Derek, and make love to him. And then he asked Derek, when would he be having guiltless sex? In what world is this appropriate for your employer to be sending to you? Derek said that he was fine with Tyler Perry shooting his shot. Derek was like, hey, you tried it and I rejected you, and that should be the end of it. He ended up staying at Tyler Perry's house. I want to say he was in a guest house. Just Tyler Perry got like $1 billion. It ain't just like a 1-bedroom apartment he was at. He said there was an event at Tyler Perry's house and he drank too much. Tyler Perry said, you shouldn't drive in this condition. Just go ahead and, crash here. So he was like, it's a big ass house. It's fine. He said he got into the bed and then he realized that Tyler Perry had got into the bed with him and started rubbing his leg. Derek said he jumped out the bed and was like, what are you doing? He said he rejected him. He said Tyler pulled back. He said another time he ended up in Tyler Perry's house. And again, keep in mind, Tyler Perry is his boss. So he's trying to keep his boss happy. He said Tyler Perry would text him on a regular basis, making like innuendo, saying slick shit to him. And he's like, I always would deflect it because I'm trying to keep my job. He said at one point Tyler Perry had killed his character at like the end of a season. He said he understood that to mean that I need to stay in his good graces unless I want my character like killed off the show and then obviously lose his income. So he said he was at Tyler Perry's house another time. There was some machine, he didn't call it a scale though, that like would measure you, would weigh you. Maybe it was like a body fat machine. I don't know. But Tyler Perry said that it only worked, which I was like, digga, he's trying to run game on you like men do on chicks. Tyler Perry told him that it only works if you're in your underwear. And I was like, okay, he had been drinking, so okay. So dude ends up in his underwear. He said Tyler Perry snatched his underwear down and grabbed his ass. And dude said that he was like, no, 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 stop. And Tyler Perry was like, it's okay. And kept pushing up. And he was like, no, stop. He said he ended up locking himself in the bathroom. He said the next day Tyler Perry apologized. And Derek had been working on a show. He wrote a show. And Tyler Perry said that he would buy the show and try to get it made. And Derek said he took that to understand that it was kind of like a hush money thing. Initially, before filing this big, big lawsuit, Derek had filed an EEOC complaint and he wanted $42 million. This didn't come up in the lawsuit, but this came up at ABC. And I was like, that's interesting. Tyler Perry's people denied the accusations and they said Derek was trying to extort Tyler Perry. So then Derek went ahead and filed a lawsuit. He said the $260 million is because of his loss of income. And he said also that he recognizes that Tyler Perry is a very rich man. He's a billionaire. And he said he wanted to hit him with a number that would impact a billionaire so he would know that what he did was not okay. ABC notes that Tyler Perry has not responded personally about these accusations. Through his lawyers, they said that Derek Dixon's lawsuit and the accusations are a scam and that the allegations are fabricated. The interviewer asked Derek Dixon if he could speak to Tyler Perry, what would he want to say? And he says that he wants Tyler Perry to take accountability, to treat his employees better, and don't use someone's dreams to coerce them into a relationship. So more or less what was in the lawsuit. No new news, but I feel like the video will get more traction. I'm trying to figure out, and I don't mean the why now of him speaking up, but I'm trying to figure out the why now of the interview. Because again, the lawsuit dropped in June, and then now we're doing this interview in September. They didn't hold it since June. I was like, why is the interview happening now? Did negotiations for this settlement fall apart? That's what it would seem like from the outside looking in. Clearly, there's no settlement. There's clearly no NDA because the man's sitting on PrimeTime making these allegations. I don't know what's going on over there. I'm going to say what I said in the beginning. None of these accusations should have made it into the public light. This should have been wrapped up when Derek Dixon's lawyers approached Tyler Perry's lawyers. But here we are, nevertheless, months later, recounting this story. And I was like, are y'all going to take this to trial? On which Derek Dixon is sitting on a stand, making allegations and reading the text messages out loud? Tyler Perry, that's not a good idea, sir. Because this is not the first man. There was another man who strongly indicated that Tyler Perry had done something similar to him. He didn't name Tyler Perry, but everyone seemed to conclude that it was Tyler Perry. And I would imagine if he's out here doing this allegedly with Derek Dixon, that he's not the only one and not the first one. So I was like, please don't let it be a clown car menfolk coming forward to talk about Tyler Perry tried to touch me. That's not good for business, sir. Well. Yeah, everybody and their mama talking about this shit now. Somebody just sent me a note from the Shade Room. They posted a clip of Derek Dixon's interview from last night, 40 minutes ago. It already has over 3,000 comments. Yep, Mr. Perry, cut this check. As I said this back in June, cut this man's check so we can all move on from this. And also, if you touch this man, as he's alleging, don't touch nobody else. And if somebody else you touch comes forward with a lawsuit, you got $1 billion. Cut some checks, sir. Make this go away. And stop allegedly touching people if you've been touching on them. Go date some men that don't work for you, sir. Poor dick management, allegedly. Be taking out people left and right. They do it to themselves. They do it to themselves. Okay, I'm going to break this episode up into a part 1 and a part 2 because we running late on getting this up. And I got like an hour and change more of edits to do. We got to talk about Lizzo and that Tabitha blow up from last week. I hate to do it, but I need to get this episode in on Wednesday in a kind of timely fashion. Work with me. Ratchet and Respectable merch drop on Saturday at midnight. I'll let it run as long as I can. Merch for most. I would highly suggest you log on sometime Saturday if you would like to pick up Ratchet and Respectable merch, just to make sure you get some. Sunday, we'll see. That all depends on your fellow listeners, of which there are many. DemetriaLLucas.com for the merch drop, and also DemetriaLLucas.com if you want to send me a note because you're interested in coming to Cape Town this November. And then also if you're interested in Ghana for April, for Easter, for 2026. So DemetriaLLucas.com for like everything. All right, we'll talk soon. Like tomorrow, Friday, one or the other. Bye.